Welcome to Ops.
To MVP Cribs. Oh, get back here. All right. Yeah. So
Adam, you're like behind the door. There you go.
Welcome to the Stinger's Closet. We're gonna be going through everything that's in here right now. We're gonna do the tour, the rundown.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So first, we've got this little sturdy standy boy here. We got all your wireless mics and then all the cords that you would need. Any XLRs, adapters that you would need to fit into speakers and whatnot to get your sound equipment going, right? Mm-hmm. 1/4 inch and then smaller XLRs because we have some larger ones back in here further. You want to show them the soundboard here?
So we got a Behringer soundboard. I don't know the actual name of this. It's the X32. You saw that. So we're going to be using this to kind of play with our EQ of the sounds on the stage and Stinger stage. So I can actually show you our Stinger stage from here. So you're going to want to kind of just open it like this. And you get a nice view of your Stinger stage. So each line on this soundboard,
I'm gonna flick it on in the back.
So each line on this soundboard correlates channels 1 through 16 with the line system up there on the stage. And you kind of control the volume through here like this. We'll kind of get into it some more. You got your master volume, you got your buses, in case you want to get in-ear monitors, sounds on faders, something else we'll show later. But yeah, you go through 1 through 16, then you got 17 through 32, and then you got your aux. So if you attach music and you're playing music through Stingers, you can get your aux, control your volume through here, and there's an aux cord over here that you plug an iPod into, and then we play music. So that's pretty much the basic setup. We can talk more about EQing. There's like gain and all that other stuff, and there's kind of like a display port over here that you'll be using to kind of tweak all that kind of stuff. When we go to setup here, oh, is it setup? Is it home?
It's setup, and then you kind of tab over.
Yes, scribble strip. So when you go to the scribble strip, you can actually customize. So let's say you're channel 1, so we're going back to channel 1 on here, and then you want to change the color to red, and then let's say it's, I don't know, electric guitar, so we'll find electric guitar. Wow. I don't know why. Anyway, guitar. So you kind of tap that in. If you want to say the name, so let's say I'm a guitarist, which I'm not. You're going to put my name in. Go right here, kind of scroll. It's kind of annoying. So the Adam, then you're going to go on here. And right here at channel 1, you see the little guitar symbol, you see my name, and you know who that is going to be on the stage. So same thing with mics. You want to put their voice, put a person's face, and you're going to have a mic. Pretty simple. Yeah, we can just show you kind of how the lines work, stuff like that. So
yeah.
Sweet.
In any situation that you would be going and taking your sound equipment outside, you'd be using this Line 6 equipment, which we'll show you how to set up and use later. Which is basically this, except smaller, and you take it on the go. So you just whip this guy out, and you can like hook all your equipment up into this. It's basically the same exact thing, and we'll show you how to use it later, and how to set it up if you were taking your sound equipment outside. So there's that.
So back here, we've got some speakers. We have our QSCs, which we use less frequent than our JBLs, let's say. Our JBLs are typically used for just very like mono sound, usually not a lot of like big setups. We got our basses. So the QSCs kind of roll it with these guys, and we want like a larger sound, we want some bass. We'll take this whole setup and roll it to wherever we need to. So when you need to grab a quick sound setup, you grab the JBLs, and then you just take them with you. They're pretty easy to set up. They're kind of heavy, but not too heavy. These boys are much, much heavier. Then that's kind of our speaker setup. Got some tall boys, some tall ones, and then we got short guys, and then we got the subs. So that's the basic speaker setup right there. Do XLRs, yeah.
Yeah.
So on this wall, this rack here, we've got some extension buoys. So we try to use the yellow extension cords because it's branding, and Cedarville, in case you didn't know, this is blue and yellow. That's our colors right there. So we try to use yellow cords, not trying to mix it with black or orange, for instance. And on this second shelf here, we've got large, medium, and kind of medium to smaller XLRs. And XLRs are actually going to be your sound. So there's a difference between XLR and DMX cords, and we'll talk more about that later. But XLR is going to give you sound and things like that. So here's kind of what the yellow extension cords kind of look like. There's kind of like a rat's nest in there right now, but you know, we'll organize later. And we got some more extension buoys down there. So we're covered. We got a lot. We got some white cords. We don't use these that often because we preferably use the Y cord extension cords. These guys right here will kind of be like attached to an extension cord in a way. So we try not to use these that often, but they're still here in case we run out, because we don't have a lot.
And then from there you got your power strips down at the very bottom. I know we have more scattered throughout all of our closets, but this is just one of the bins. And then from there, if you're setting up a JBL, you would take one of these stands and use this. We'll show you how to use it later and how to set up the JBLs, but this is one of the things you would grab. This is where it's at. With that, if you're doing a Stinger setup, most of the time, like Thursday Night Lives, or we don't do Coffee and Community anymore, right? Okay.
No.
Something like Thursday Night Live, you would be grabbing a mic stand as well if you were using mics, and that is, yeah, that's just gonna be right there. Can you think of anything else we got in the closet we need to show?
I would say you can control TVs out there on the stage with this remote.
Well, you can control the DVR. Because it's in splitters, we can't turn all the TVs on with that guy. We need
Alright.
a TV remote up there.
Anyway. So with this remote, you're going to be using this to control the DVR through, I believe, DirecTV, since that is the name that is on this remote. For like March Madness, when we have that, or other TV cable related shows or movies or anything like that, I'll use this to control it. We don't use it that often. Like I said, March Madness is kind of like one of the big things that we play down here. But what you want to do for the TVs is there's a remote up there, but you can also turn them on manually by just pressing the button on the side on each 4 of the TVs. TVs are pretty simple. They run slides, as every TV in the SSE does. Kind of shows announcements, that kind of stuff like that. So kind of when you're doing your morning routine and your evening routine, you'll be turning on those TVs on and off. So